know absolutely that simple truth, that we are the life that God is. It's when we know that we are all the love, all the joy, all the peace, all the oneness that has ever been or ever will be right here at the core of our being. It's at that moment that we know that divine truth that we get to sit in the hands of God. It's at that moment that we know that truth, that we know the absolute truth of our own beingness, and we know why we are coming here, right now, why we have come to be who we are. And when we know who we have come here to be, all of creation, all the power, all the creativity that there is, comes forward and springs forth to move in the direction that supports the choices that we make in knowing who we have come here to be. That's the way life works. That's what changes the world. It's what makes the world continue to move forward and upwards. I'd like to tell you a story of a woman who changed the world. If you were an observer on December 1st, 1955, you would see this woman. She was 42 years old, a black woman. She was a seamstress. And if you did not know anything more of her, you might just dismiss her. But on this particular day, she had gone to work and she was coming home from work and she needed to take a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. And when she got on that bus, you would have seen her walk past the first 10 rows because those were reserved for the white people. And she would have taken a seat in the 11th row. And the bus would have moved on. But a couple of stops later, the bus was full and there was no more room in the front of the bus. And so when a white man didn't have a place to sit, the driver went back and told Rosa Parks that she needed to stand up. But she didn't stand up. She sat down. And she sat down because she knew the dignity that she was, because she was the oneness that God is. She knew absolutely that anybody that respected the dignity that she had would not ask her to get up so that a white man could sit in her place. I watched a video of her, an interview of her many years later, and she said this: "I don't remember feeling anger, but I did feel determined to take this as an opportunity to let it be known that I did not want to be treated in that manner and that people have endured it far too long. However, I did not have at the moment of my arrest any idea of how people would react." She didn't plot. She didn't plan. She didn't talk to people and say, "This is how the world is going to react if I do this." She simply sat in her own dignity, and because of that, she sat in God's hands, and the world wrapped around her, and the world changed. I have a lot of respect for Martin Luther King, because he took the spark that Rosa Parks lit and he fanned it into flames. But I have a lot of awe for Rosa Parks, because Rosa Parks just sat. She didn't do anything but sit in the hands of God. And what I know is true for each and every one of us is that if we just sit in the hands of God, that the whole world will change around us.